What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode 148. Now friends, we have a few exciting things to chat with you about here today, starting things off with Canon has yet another camera coming out this year. Now we're going to discuss here momentarily what it will likely be in features to expect out of this. Then we're going to jump over to Skylum has a new product. This time it's a mobile phone app that brings many of its features of Luminar Neo to your Apple or your Samsung device. And if you're on the market for a ultra fast, high capacity, I grab this here because I figured I showed the phone, so I might as well show an SD card. If you're on the market for a high capacity micro SD card, now this is not it, this is a 258 gig card. Anyways, there's a new one on the market or coming next year. Just what that capacity might have to it, well, as you probably guessed, we're going to be chatting about that here momentarily as well. But first, friends, look, every single week we put together these videos full of the hottest things that are happening in the photography space and small little bite-sized little news nuggets. Now, of course, if you find some value with this video, as I ask every single video, look, you'd be doing us a big favor. I would appreciate it if you hit that like button down below when you watch the video, because it really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm. That said, my friends, let's get on to this week's headlines. Now, rumor has it that Canon will debut one more camera before the end of the year, and that camera will likely be the EOS R100. Now, the R100, it's going to be an entry-level camera, something along the lines of the current EOS M camera, though obviously, well, with the RF lens mount. Now, specs for the R100 should be along the lines of a 24.2 megapixel APS-C sensor, a Digic X processor, and 4K video at 30p. Now, other rumors indicate that this thing will include 12 frames per second burst shooting, 1.04 million dot vari angle touchscreen, and of course a dual pixel autofocus 2. Now, additional reports indicate that the R100 won't have a viewfinder. So in other words, this camera is going to be really, really small. So who might invest in something like this? Well, first off, the obvious is beginner photographers will surely have an interest in this camera, as it will provide a budget-friendly entry, a kind of a leaping point into the entry-level EOS R ecosystem. Another kind of segment or avatar in the industry, Avatar, movie coming out this fall, or December, I think it is. Anyways, vloggers will probably take a liking to this as well, given its small size and the 4K video capabilities. And I suspect more than a few enthusiasts and pros might be interested in the R100 simply as a backup camera or backup body as well. Now, one of the knocks against the EOS R ecosystem has been that there hasn't been a ton of options on the low end of budget-minded buyers. That's definitely, when you look at what has happened this year, that has definitely changed. You have the EOS R10, you have the to a lesser extent, the R7. So anyways, the pricing of the R100 really hasn't been released yet, but speculation is it's going to be well under $1,000 for the body. With an affordable RFS lenses now available, the R100 could be the ideal EOS R package for new and old Canon shooters alike. Now, this sounds pretty exciting. You have a kind of a smaller Canon camera that works with the same ecosystem that both of these lenses use. Heck yeah, that's pretty stinking cool. But anyways, what do you guys think? Is this a camera that, if it's under $1,000, is this going to be something that you'd be running out to get? Leave a comment down below. But either way, as more details come out on this camera, stay tuned because we'll keep you guys posted on that. Now, we have discussed Skylum on a number of Photography Talk episodes this year. Their Luminar Neo software has been subject of most of those discussions, but today we have something a little bit different to talk about. Now, Skylum recently dropped a mobile editing app that brings a lot of the fundamentals of the Luminar Neo to your Apple or your Android device. Now, this thing is called, okay, get ready for this, it's IMGMI. Now, I think that is pronounced ImageMe. Now, if I am incorrect, somebody correct me down below. Let me know how this thing is supposed to be pronounced. Anyways, the terrible name aside, the app really looks like a powerhouse for mobile editing, at least for what it is. Now, for example, so I downloaded this earlier and I was actually playing around with it here. The app includes AI Enhance, which is actually pretty cool. So it takes your shot and you have a little slider thing down on the bottom and you can determine the amount of enhancement that you want, and it actually does a pretty good job. Of course, I used it for put a little bit on it and then I pegged it all the way to the right, and it does a really good job without having the photo look overcooked. Now you also have saturation controls and sky replacement. Sky replacement, this is actually where I was a little bit surprised with how this works. It's actually pretty cool. One of the things, like when I'm playing around with it, I'm looking at the lines and how it's cutting out the sky and seeing how somebody didn't turn the volume down, boom. Seeing how it really, does it look real? Does at the end of the playing around with it, does the image look like it's clearly a sky replacement? No. I mean, if you go with something like they have a Milky Way or stars and you put that in your shot, yeah, that might give it away that the photo has been altered. But for the most part, some of them are, especially with the blue skies and the clouds, the changes are really, it's quite legit. But you also get tools for removing power lines, adjusting exposure and contrast, and manipulating highlights and shadows. Now, obviously, Skylum isn't going to stuff all the fundamentals or the functionalities out of their Luminar Neo into a phone app, but at least you get some of the heavy hitters that are very useful, turning your kind of casual phone photography into something a lot more special. Now, if you're a Luminar Neo user, you'll be happy to find that the app utilizes a very similar workflow with the controls that are familiar to what you're probably used to. And if you are a Luminar Neo user, for the most part, the app, I think, is easy to navigate. Now, I will say this. Jumping into it for the first time, I thought there was a little bit of a disconnect with some of the navigation. It's easy to kind of figure out. But for, I think, a first generation, I think they did a good job. But just, some of the navigation, you'll see what I'm talking about, is you have to play Explore in order to figure out how to do things in there. But the app is free, but there is a in-app purchase that include weekly, monthly, and yearly subscriptions. Now, I want to say the weekly was $2.99. The monthly was $7.99, and what I paid for, which was $19.99, gives you your access. So in all reality, buying per year is really going to make the best, is going to be the best economic, because you do the week, $2.99, and God help that you forget to cancel the damn thing. At the end of the year, you're going to pay close to $155 for that app that you could have gotten for $20. But yeah, anyway, so just kind of a food for thought. And it does, I believe, include a 7-day free trial on the yearly one. I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure I saw that in there as well. But anyways, you get in there, play around with it. Let me know what you think of it. I started playing around with it earlier today, and again, I think it's going to be a fun little tool for, again, playing around with the photos that are on the phone. Now, let me grab this card that I was showing off a moment ago there. Now, again, this is a SanDisk Extreme Pro 256 gig. So, not what you're going to hear about here in a moment. But do you remember back in the day when microSD cards with 128 megabytes of space was a big deal? Well, friend, prepare to be impressed. Now, I hope I'm saying this company's name correct. Kishu recently announced that they have been working on prototypes of a 2 terabyte microSD card. Friend, that is, when you look at how tiny, I mean, again, this is what we were talking about a few episodes ago, talking about, this is an exciting time. Now, granted, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. A lot of bad stuff, a lot of stuff that just creates headaches and so forth. And if you can kind of put your horse blinders on and you look at things, companies like this that are coming out with some of the tech, some pretty amazing times to be living in terms of you just simply what's coming onto the market. And when you look at where this could lead, but again, anyways, 2 terabytes on this little tiny device, that's half my MacBook Pro, my fully spec, brand new, well, it's not brand new anymore. It's like 6 months old. This is a 4 terabyte in there. Now, I know Apple goes much larger than that. But again, this computer right here, oh no, excuse me. I have a 4 terabyte in here, and it goes up to 8. Although I think I just said that. But again, this is 2. Anyways, this would be the first 2 terabyte microSD card, even though now the SD Association set the maximum density to 2 terabytes more than a decade ago. So how has Keisha been able to do this? Well, a company spokesman said that they have proprietary technology that allows them, so basically what they're doing is they're stacking 16 layers of memory on top of one another, add them all up, and well, voila, you get 2 terabytes. Now, obviously, having 2 terabytes of microSD card will be great for people that use smartphones and action cameras, and for that matter, drones as well. Now, with that kind of capacity, you can get all kinds of photos and videos without having to worry about swapping out your cards. Now, the only downer about this card is that it is a microSD XC UHS-1, which basically means this thing is not going to be fast. But hey, it has a buttload of space, and well, you can store a ton of stuff on there. Now, production is set to begin on this card next year. I'm trying to pick this thing up here, and so you want to keep your eyes peeled out for this thing as it hits storage shelves. Now, for me, I don't know. I know right now there are cards bigger than this 256. But I chose, most of my cards are either 128 or they're 256, mainly because, well, hell, that's a lot of data as it is on a card like this. And these things are so stinking small. 2 terabyte, honestly, while I'm intrigued with the notion of the technology, but having that much data on a card, I would be scared of losing it. And knock on wood, I've not lost an SD card before or micro SD card before, or that I know of. But still, that's a lot of data to have on there. Again, leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think. Is when you go out there and buy your memory cards, are you picking up the latest and greatest, the biggest one that you can get your mitts onto, or do you have a kind of a threshold that you go after? Let me know down below. Now, as a reminder, guys, before we go jumping off this video, we do have a current giveaway going on. We have 3 incredible prizes. We have an f-stop Tilopa bag, which hands down, I just put a video out a few days ago. Favorite bag. Desktop Lab portable monitor, and we have the $100 Amazon gift card. Now, as always, friends, to participate in the giveaway is actually really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, watch some of our other videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win, but friend, as I keep saying over and over again, swing by, say hello, post some photos. We would love to see it. And that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. And one last thing, if you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so. And friend, it gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, the photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a minute, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. And that is all I have here for you today, friends. As always, I'm honored I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but let's say it's 15 minutes. I'm honored to have 15 minutes of your time. I'm honored that you have joined me here today to let me share with you these 3 stories. And I really appreciate you guys joining in here and participating with our channel here. So if you haven't, please consider hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and hit that bell. So every single time that I come out with a video just like this, well, you're going to get, YouTube's doing its thing as it's supposed to. You're going to get notified. But friends, that is officially it. I'm going to be shutting off the camera, so you get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.